Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. My name's Adam Knoll. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm the guy bringing you guys all the weekly interviews and recaps from your favorite celebrities and pop culture influencers. Now, today's no different. Today, we're back to talk about Kandi's restaurant nightmare, guys, from low health ratings to being blasted for overpriced items to a shooting outside of OLG Old Lady Gang restaurant. This is legitimately a nightmare. All right. Before we jump into it, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it seems like the Old Lady Gang restaurant can't catch a break. Now, what I mean by that is it's one thing after another. And I feel like Kandi Burruss, we know she is a businesswoman and entrepreneur. And we know that usually everything she touched turns to gold. Like she makes so much money. She's actually probably has the highest net worth, I would say. Well, not probably. She does have the highest net worth on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she wanted to branch out and do a business with her husband, Todd Tucker, but also she wanted to incorporate her mom and her aunties in this as well. Well, by doing so, I don't think she necessarily expected, as she expands the franchise, what problems would come with it. It sounds like back in June, she received an awful health rating score of a C. And we all know if you've worked in the restaurant business, a C is a no-no. Really, a B is not good because once it's on your door, once it's on your window, somewhere it has to be placed, if you guys don't know this, somewhere when you walk in that you can see and identify the health score rating. It's not good. If you don't have an A, it will deter away so many people. So many people will look at it and be like, oh, this shit is not clean. This is not healthy. I'm not eating here. What does that mean for them? Why'd they get a B? Where did the points come from? It's a lot that goes into it. But again, there's a lot that would make someone not want to eat in your restaurant. So for business, this is bad. Now, there was an attorney from Georgia. His name is Ryan Williams, and he provided a receipt of his Sunday festivities at the OLG, and he said that he was charged $30 for 2 Hennessy's and $4 for 2 rocks, $15 for a cheeseburger, which I feel is fair, and fries, and $8 for a Red Bull. $8 for a Red Bull? Okay. An 18% gratuity was added to his order. So with the tax, his total for the meal was about $72.58. Now, when he posted it, he said, fix this. I'm not going to say that word, ass shit. He said that this is technically his second attempt to patronize the establishment. The attorney said the first time I was overcharged for cheese and margarita ice, and then he was very upset that he had to pay for $4. Well, pay $4 for ice for my mixed Hennessy and Coke drink and another $8 for Red Bull. Coming from a place where I worked in West Hollywood in Los Angeles, you get overcharged for everything unless you're in the business. And if you're in the business, then when people come to your restaurants, you kind of throw them a drink or two, you take some money off their meal, do the right thing, and then you get the same in return. But if you're just a tourist or a visitor and you're not known, you're paying out the ass for everything. If you want a vodka soda, you're probably paying $15. A Red Bull, probably $6. I don't know about 8. And normally gratuity is not already added unless it's parties of 6 or more, not for one person. To me, unless you're in a hotel, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But she wants to make sure that her staff gets paid, so I'm not knocking it. Someone else will. The attorney said, I pride myself in eating in Black-owned restaurants. In fact, he budgets about $300 a month toward this, and often he goes over it. But when he said or shared this receipt, he said, have you lost your rabbit ass mind with this overcharging? Oof. Okay, it keeps going. However, by him sharing this on social media and contacting the restaurant, it didn't go unheard. From what we're hearing, Kandi's team actually contacted the Georgia attorney, and he said, I just had a very great conversation with Kandi's team, and all of the issues of pricing and transparency were addressed. I was told there will no longer be upcharging for all of those lines items, and those lines items have been, in fact, fully removed from the POS system. That's the system where they put all this stuff in. Just for those of you who don't know. The attorney continued on with, my intentions were never to boycott the restaurant or cancel the restaurant. It was just to make sure that these issues were corrected. He said, as I stated, I went to the restaurant for the first time and this occurred. I noticed the overcharge. I made it known and was told it was an oversight / mistake. I returned for a second time and that oversight / mistake occurred again. He didn't stop there. He said, I know how much power I have and how much power people collectively have. And I'm happy that Blaze, the restaurant, the steakhouse, that they've decided to make things right. Thanks for taking the constructive criticism and correcting the issue. As an entrepreneur that owned one of the first Black-owned gas stations in Gwinnett and the owner of a law firm, I want nothing less than to see other African Americans thrive in business. It sounds like, honestly, it just sounds like this was, like he said, an overpricing issue. And yeah, you get called out for things like that. You can't, unless there's just like a crazy ambiance, there's not many places that really have the right to overcharge. And if they do, you better have people swinging from trees. You better have an upside down fireplace, some marble on the bathroom floors with one of those doors that close and then it fogs up, which those are weird anyways. You better have some ice cream that's made out of tequila or vodka. It should better be good. Okay. If you're going to overcharge, it better be good. Not just a bunch of photos of your mom and your aunties all over the place and then being like, well, here's 2 ice cubes. Let me charge you $4. Now, getting back to the bad health review, the health code review from the health department, not cute. Apparently, one of the first things that they found that was in violation was some of the employees working with raw food without washing their hands. That is disgusting. Food handler touched raw oysters and raw salmon and then proceeded to handle ready-to-eat leafy greens with the same gloves improperly. This will probably get you fired. Moving from raw food to ready-to-eat foods is a source of cross-contamination. Yeah, it is. The inspector also found out that the employees were not storing the foods at the proper, correct temperatures and labeling the containers and bottles. This is another big no-no, but not only did that happen, there was also not a sign that was posted that said, for employees to follow / use when responding to vomiting or diarrhea, events that involve the discharge of vomitous or fecal matter onto surfaces in the food establishment. That is so gross. Ugh. Use gloves. Wash your hands. Store things at correct temperatures. Don't cross-contaminate. These are silly deductions. I'm sure that the Burris-Tucker family, that they were not happy about this, because if I had a restaurant and my employees were doing this shit, no. Again, coming from a restaurant background, you get fired for this. This is negligence. As a result of all of these deductions, they received a score of 55, which is not cute. So it forced them to shut down the restaurant temporarily. And then after that, in July, they received a rating of a C. Well, that was technically the other restaurant. This is 2 restaurants with low ratings. Again, no. Now, getting back to the shooting happened, from what they're saying, around Valentine's Day or on Valentine's Day, and there were shots and wounded people from this. So it just goes back to when I said this is Kandi's kind of kitchen restaurant nightmare. It's because these, it sounds like there is everything that you could possibly think of that would go wrong inside of this restaurant, from low health scores to shootings to overcharging and being called out for it. This has to be fixed, or else you're kind of putting your business in the ground. Even though she expanded, she is so brilliant. She expanded so fast, these different franchises, and she made sure that there was multiple locations, like, hey, let's keep the money streaming in. But you have to make sure whoever you put in place knows the proper protocol, so this doesn't happen to you. Because at the end of the day, guess whose name is tied to all of these restaurants? It's not going to be, her mom, who they're all like, oh, well, she's wrong. They're going to look at Kandi and Todd and be like, what are you doing? What kind of restaurant are you running? And then that'll spread like wildfire. I know Atlanta is a big city, but so is Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, and things spread fast there. So I would imagine in Atlanta, it would be exactly the same. When one person's not happy, they tell 5 other people. Those 5 other people tell 10 other people. Shit just goes down the line like that. So don't forget it. Guys, I have a question for you. Will you be eating at Kandi Burris's restaurants? What do you think about the low health score rating? How do you feel about the shooting, which technically she can't help that, to be fair, and also this Georgia attorney chiming in on the inflated cost? He did say that they said that they would fix it, so it looks like you won't be overcharged anymore. If you haven't already, go ahead, comment below. And before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. Now with that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.